Hey, Math 30-2s. So in this video here, we are going to be, I'm going to be talking about how to use Desmos to solve some of these questions that we've been doing. It's a very legitimate way of solving these kind of questions. I like Desmos. It has better functionality, a little bit easier to use. But if you want to use your graphing calculator, that's fine. You can use that other video to help you out with that. So we're going to start off here. We're going to create an equation. So on the side here, we can write our expressions. You don't have to label the expressions. You can give it a name if you want. But if you want to just start graphing it out, it's nicer to say y is equal to. Oops.
Shannon Mimmons, if you're still in the building, please call 263200.
All right. So y is equal to. Just like a previous, in the TI calculator, when you hit the y is equal to button, it's easier to do that. It's because sometimes it doesn't know what to do. If you just hit 5, you're like, what's that supposed to be doing? But if you hit y is equal to 5, you can see that it gives you a line here. Okay, so let me just put an equation in here. To do to the power of something, like to do something that's squared, you're going to be using that little triangle button that's above the 6 there. It's called a caret, or you can call it an up arrow if you want to. But that little symbol gives you the power of 2. So I'm going to give this the power of 3, just because. Now to get out of the exponent, just hit the arrow over. And then I'm just going to give it some random values here to help us solve some of this. Okay, so this looks very similar to the one that was in my TI-85 or TI-83 demo. If I want to add something else to this, you just take your mouse, click one down, and then you can add something else to the graph. Right? If you want to, you can limit its domain. You can do some other things here. You can also turn on or off the graphs by just hitting little buttons beside it. Pretty easy functionality so far. So I'm just going to turn off this y is equal to 5 for now. So this is my graph. Now, like I was saying in the TI-84 demonstration, or the TI calculator demonstration there, sometimes you may want to see the top of this graph, and there's a couple of ways. You could just grab the screen with your cursor and drag it to see the top of the bottom of the graph. Other things you could do is if you hold down the shift button, you can see it turns to a different symbol there. If I hold the shift button and I do the same thing, I can zoom in and out rather than dragging the screen, right? If I want to just zoom on just one axis, hold the shift button, and then you can see as it move it towards one of the axes, it changes shapes, and I can drag the axes in or out to whatever I want it to be. So I'm going to change the shape so it looks somewhat like that. If I wanted to, I can zoom it this way too. Okay. There you go. So that's the zooming part, changing the window around. You can change the window pretty fast here. And there you go. You can use this little wrench over here to help us too. Like if I know how high I need to go, I can change the numbers down here. So I can say, what if I want to go to 1,000? It's a little too high, but that's what what if I just want to go to 12 exactly? And -8 exactly. Okay, so I could type those into this little wrench here to do that. You can turn off the grid as well. Don't see why I'd want to do that. You can turn on arrows. Right. Don't worry about the braille stuff. That should be it for now. Okay, we'll talk about those ratings and degrees later when we're dealing with our sine graphs and our degree or our sine graphs in the next chapter. Okay, now the rest of the functionality is pretty easy. Like we said before, I want to find the maximum. So to find the maximum, you just click on the graph, and you notice that when you click on the graph, it highlights key points for you already. Like it gives you a dot here at the top. That's your maximum. So if you want to, you could just click it. It just keeps it there for a little bit. Gives you more decimals there. There is a way, I just can't remember how to get more decimals, but 1,000 is pretty good. If I want the y-intercept, you just click it. There's the y-intercept. If I want the minimum, you just click it. If I want these zeros, I just click those as well, right? If I want any other point, I could just click on the graph and drag it around and find any number I want, right? So I can put a little point right there. It's sometimes a bit finicky if you want to find specific values, but you can get something that's pretty close, okay? Now, other things too is like maybe I want to find exactly where it intersects the 5 line, like we did before. So say I had two graphs here, let's put that graph back on there. And you can see that again, it gives you those key points where it intersects. I can just click those. Okay. Where does it find those? Pretty easy, pretty simple functionality. Takes a little bit of practice to type some of these equations in, but you can do lots of different types of equations here. We're going to see these later on. You can see there's a sine graph, but you can see also it gives you nice key points, the max, the intersection points. And you can click those and you can see them. Desmos is a pretty useful tool for helping us solve these kind of questions that we're going to be doing. So you don't have to create an account if you don't want to. You just log right into desmos.com and they'll go right to the calculator for you, and then you can just do this stuff. All right. Hopefully that helped you with the Desmos, and I'll see you in the lessons. Bye.